If you want to your home become smart, many people don't know how to design and choose product. And this video, and I will explain how to consider and how to choose Kinkonis product before preparing build a smart home. You can see we will explain from these 4 points. This is all details. And I will explain this one by one. So let's look at the first. The first is the function, just what function you need. And the second is the reliability. And the third, expansibility. And the last one is how to select your product. And for the first, about the function, let's do out. What load you will need to be controlled. That maybe you have lighting, curtain, shutter, and air conditioning, television, multimedia, and LED strip, and the camera, and the security system, environmental detector valve, garage door. So you need to choose the corresponding hardware product according to this equipment be controlled. That I will show you later what product hardware you will to choose and how to choose. The next I will tell you. And the another step, what software platform you will need to use. And maybe you will use your mobile phone or your computer or your pad or by voice control. So you can use Kinkonis own software, or another way you can use the Home Assistant. What is the Kinkonis software you can use? Let's look at. And you can see, and from this page, this is document. And you will see this is the Kinkonis software download just from the service software. And you will find the Kinkonis smart home application, just scan QR code to download. And this is the Keybox software. And this is used by mobile phone. This is Kinkonis smart home. That is used by internet, use cloud server. And this is the Keybox, the Keybox Smart. That is work in local network. But now the Android phone also support MQTT by internet. But when you without internet, you can use this Keybox. It's a small software and easy to use, and no any information saved on the cloud server by internet. So this is for the mobile phone, and also have the computer. This is the computer software. You can change the title, change the icon, change the name, and change many things, title and copyright by yourself. The software also is open source. And another computer software we can see, this is another software that can run on the Windows PC or the tablet, because this support multi-controller control in one panel, like this. Different IP, different controller will list at this window, and this will control the device. And also you can change the name and the icon by yourself. And also this is a pad. You can install the software on the pad. And also you can use the voice control by Google Home or by Alexa. That need to install the Home Assistant and need the Raspberry Pi on your hardware. And this is the third. If you only need to use at home, so we have said you can use the Keybox. This software Keybox used by local network, just at home, and if not need a remote control. So this is the software. And another, you can choose the open source software. That is Home Assistant. We can see this is Home Assistant. This is open source and very beautiful, and many new functions. You can easy to integrate many components, about thousands of integration. And we can just click this view demo. You will see this window. And this window you will see the dashboard, Home Assistant for the light, and for the temperature sensor, and the history, and the energy monitor, and the air conditioning control panel. And also have this door imaging and media player, and have some security sensor and some monitoring information. So this is a powerful platform for Home Assistant. And Kinkoni, our product, will support the Home Assistant if you just have Raspberry Pi or if you have the K8668 server, the hardware. I will tell you how to choose later. And this is the function you need to choose, and you need to define and what load to control, that according to the hardware, and what software platform you want to use, and where you control your device, in your home, local network, or outside the home by the internet. So that will let your system how to work, and you need to define the system work with which work mode. And the second, the reliability. This is very important. This function is the first, and this is the second. We can see if you house, you can put new cable. I think you can use the wired solution. If you can't, no way to put the wire, so only can use wireless product. You only can choose the wireless product because the core system will strongly recommend a wired product because the stability of the wired solution is better than the wireless. So I suggest you install by the wired solution because of the stability. If you install a wireless product, maybe sometimes will not work, and maybe your customer will always telephone you, so will have some troubles. So we strongly recommend the wired product. And the second, it also suggests use the solution of separation of the controller and the relay driving unit. That what means I can give you a website. You can see this picture. This will use this hardware in next lessons, but I give you see this photo at this time. You can see that is relay module. That is the core controller. So we let it become two parts independently work, so that the high voltage circuit, you can see the high voltage circuit and the low voltage circuit, there will be separation, so that it's good for the anti-interference, so that can take up more space, because this time you need to this external module, but will stable. Then you connect this load to the controller directly. If the relay is damaged, so you can easily to replace by yourself. We can see this external relay module. Because you can see we designed this module, the relay is removable. So if this relay is bad, you can remove it and install a new one to this socket. Will be very easy. Not need contact with the technical support. Just install and remove by yourself. So that is for the removable, easy to repair and replace. And the next, for the core control system, we strongly recommend the wired solution. So if you use the sensor, you also suggest to choose the wired product as far as possible. If you can't install the wired sensor, so you can choose the wireless product. Maybe you can choose some Zigbee sensor. That will be better than the RF frequency radio device sensor. So this is choose the sensor. We choose the wired switch. We choose the wired product is better than the wireless. And the next, for the smart home system, we hope they have manual control switch at the same time. So you can see this is the switch button on the board. This board, like this K1, K2, K3, K4, that is every key controlling this relay directly. If your system is bad, like this controller is bad, and you also can press this button to turn on the relay one or turn off the relay one, so that you can control your lamp always by this button for emergency to use. So you can see, even if you have no internet or no LAN, and your load maybe have damaged and your controller is damaged, so the manual switch should be able to turn on off this important device. Maybe at night your lamp can't turn on, and this time you can use this button to turn on the lamp, so that will not affect the daily life and daily work. So this is very important. Even if the system becomes smart, but we also need to let the system become, every device can become manual controlled. This is important. So no system can guarantee no any mistake. So this time we suggest add the E16 or E8 board can do this. This is the final way to turn on and turn off the relay by manually. And the three, the expandability. So we can select the communication interface for the Ethernet, for the Wi-Fi, for RS485, RS232, and the Bluetooth. So this is the interface of the hardware. We just recommend to use the Ethernet or RS485 wired communication solution product for long distance. For example, we can see this Case868 server that have Ethernet and the Wi-Fi and the RS485 and the RS232. So many ways for communication, and also support the Bluetooth. So this is, I think I choose the RS232 and the Wi-Fi as the second option, because RS232 is about 12 meters for the distance, and the Wi-Fi sometimes is not stable. So we prefer to use the Ethernet and the RS485. And the second, what are communication protocol that have some protocol? What this means? Maybe you are not an engineer and you are not a technical man. So this is a protocol for integrate the device to the third part of the software, like the MQTT, HTTP, and the TCP private protocol. It integrates hardware product to third part software planned for based on network way. Like this, you can use the network cable and integrate to Home Assistant. Let the server integrate the Home Assistant or other device. Kinkoni, our product support integrate to Home Assistant by MQTT. This is the first way because it's a standard integration protocol for third software. And also will support HTTP, and the last one is TCP private. And the second is the Modbus. Modbus is also a way to integrate hardware product to a third part of planned for use RS485. When you use Modbus, you will use this RS485. That will communication by RS485. The Modbus is industry protocol, so it's high demand for the industry. And also it's renowned to use the Ethernet connect all software or hardware to the home network, which is more flexible and confident. And the third is a firmware update, because every product will be updated for some functions or fix some bugs. So you can update the firmware to the network or RS232 or RS485. If you use this Case868 server, you can see there are many ways to update the firmware this time. You can see this window. We can use the Ethernet port to update, or by RS232 to update, or RS485 for update. If you have installed the product on the box, you not need to get down the controller. You just connect this network cable or the RS-232 cable or RS-485 cable for update this firmware. So that will be easy to have new functions and fix some bugs. So this is the third aspect for explanation. And the fourth, how to select the product. This is important because we need two products to support our smart home automation. The first is the interface. We'll look at the interface defined. You can see the case 868 server and the H32BS with the wall switch button directly. You can see this is the H32BS. They can connect with this switch button like this, K1, K2, K3, and until K32. This part can connect with dry contact switch directly. And also we can see the server. The server, you can see this green terminal. That also have support dry contact switch from 1 to 16 channel. So this two board you can connect with the wall switch directly. And if you use H32B, you need this switch terminal board like this. That need a switch terminal board extend, and all wall switch have connect with this board. And this board use RS-232 cable connect with this part. So that will need this board extend. It will take some space. And this two board also support RS-485 and support remote control by the remote. Support this remote. And this supported remote directly because this is a wireless receive module. And this is MOSFET output, and the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi can work at the same time. The MOSFET output need extended relay module, just E16 or E8 or DC contact. That means you can see this photo. This is DC contact. And this is E16 external relay module. So this need to output connect with this board. Just we can see we DIY it like this. The MOSFET output connect with this relay module. And also you can connect with this DC contact. This is DC contact for large current. This we have used for 25 ampere. And this is 16 ampere. This is a schematic you can see on our form. And the HXB series product need a switch terminal board and no RS-485 but with the relay inside. And the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi also can work at the same time. So this board like this H32B, that if you want to use the wall switch, need this board extended. And this is Case86A series board. That some modules is MOSFET output, some module is relay output. And the Ethernet and the Wi-Fi can't work at the same time. You can use Ethernet or you can use Wi-Fi, but Ethernet and Wi-Fi can't work at the same time. So according to this A series board, some board need external relay module, E16 or E8. Let's look at the A series board. That's mainly designed by ESP32 module. You can see this is A4 board, 4-channel relay on the board, and A8 channel, 8-channel relay on the board. But this is A16 channel. That is MOSFET output, so need add the external relay module. Also, we are designing the A32, that is 32 relay inside. So this is the A series board. This is a different structure of the hardware. Now let's look at what is different for the software. This Case86 server H32BS and HXB series, that you can use the Kinkoni smart home application and the keybox and the PC software. I have give you see the picture, and this can directly to use. And this is open communication protocol and provide some software demo source code, but the CPU program code is not open source because it's very difficult to code. This we have coding for many years. It's not easy to change the code, but you can use this software directly. And also you can use the Home Assistant. And now we can look at the A series board. The A series board support open source freeware, Tasmota. This can free to use, and you can change code for everyone. We can see what is the Tasmota. This is a Tasmota. It's open source freeware for ESP32 device. And you can see many freeware and the ESP32 and the support device, and many resources you can find it. And you can see the Kinkoni A4 board and the Kinkoni A8 board, and all our board is support the Tasmota. And the second, you can write the program code use ESP Home tools. A series board you can use by ESP Home. That is a toy for the ESP32 or ESP module. That's very easy to just configure for automation function. This is ESP Home, so you will find this tool support many hardware and sensor and many resources you can use, all is free. And the third, you can write the code by Arduino IDE. So this you can running the Arduino IDE. You can see I can open this Arduino. You can see this is code for Case86AG. You can write any Arduino code and download it to the A series board. And the A series board, all hardware and software are open source. You can find the code and the diagram on our form. You can see this is Kinkoni form, and you can see this A series board. So you will find many source code, many source code, and also diagram. You can find like this document. You can find a schematic A4, A8, A16. You just click, and you can see the hardware design. This is the whole hardware design. So this is for the open source and the hardware and the software for A series board. And the share about the Case86 server, H32BS and HXB, that use industry metal shell, and this use plastic shell. This is a different weight. And the next, we need to match the available product for different modding according to the load country mode. So this is need to choose the product according to the device. If you use just country on-off switch type, just like the light, the curtain, and the shutter, and the valve, and the garage door, that just need on-off, on-off. So you can choose this product. This product is work for on-off, no problem. And if you use infrared signal, like and RF for 33 MHz signal, like the curtain is a wireless curtain and the shutter wireless shutter, and the air conditioning because need control the temperature by the IR or control the TV or multimedia player, so that you can choose this product. that is case868 server AGUL G, that can have this hardware resource, can send the signal to the this device. And this 3 device, you need to write the Arduino code or configure in ESP home to use it, because it can't directly to use. That you need to download the freeware and write the code. If you use case868G, that can only directly support use by Kinkoni smart home application, or you can integrate to Home Assistant or other software. Just need to write the code and setting. And about the dimming type, maybe you have a dimmer and you have a RGBW LED strip, so you can choose this product. You can use directly. If you use this product and mainly support the WS2812B LED strip, that we have making videos on the YouTube channel, and just use 1 GPIO. So you can see this is a video about the LED strip. This LED strip RGBW, and this is for this way. And this D8 that can change brightness of 12-volt LED driver, or 110-volt or 220-volt SSR load driver. That will need this. You can see this is SSR. You can use this schematic to control the 220 lamp, change the brightness by the SSR, because the D8 is output 0 to 10 volt. So this is for 220 volt by SSR. If you want to install on DIN rail, you just add the heat link. That will easy to install on the DIN rail. And if you want to connect with the 12-volt LED driver to change the brightness, so you can choose this driver. This driver will use by LED strip. That is for 12-volt LED strip, not RGBW LED strip. You can change the brightness. So you can see this 8-channel output, and this driver output connect with the LED strip. So this is for the dimmer. And at last, this is for automatic control. If you use the case868 server, that because have a Raspberry Pi inside, so you can install Node-RED or install Home Assistant and make the logical and write the code for any function by yourself. That is logical control by Raspberry Pi. So you can see this diagram. This is a Raspberry Pi CM4 module inside of the server board, so that you can install the Node-RED or Home Assistant. So this is the automation by the server. And another way is you can use the case868 serial B. That is just need to use the software to configure and set directly. That will be easy to use. Just you can use this PC software. You can monitor the digital input and the temperature and the analog input, and set the if TTT function by your mouse. And you not need to write the code and program. So this is easy to use and not complex logical condition. That will have a local software just to configure and logical control by local CPU inside. And this COLB also can integrate to case868 server, because the COLB is an input module, and we can find out the COLB. We can click, and we can see the interface. This is digital input, analog input, and the 5-channel temperature sensor. So if you have used the server, not enough input channel, you want to expand the input channel, so you can add this COLB, let it connect with the server. So let's look at here. if you connect to many sensors, and it can do FTD automatic function to countering the H32BS or H32B. And the server can make logic, but it only have 16-channel DI digital input and 4-channel AI analog input and some GPIO for DIY. If you think not enough input port for use, so you can integrate CLB to server, so that you can not only use the server's input for sensor, but also you can use CLB's input for sensor, so that will be many channel input module for sensor can use. So this is the CLB. If you just want make some simple logic and not difficult, you can use these two sets, will be very easy. And if you make a project or some different or some personality logical, so you can use the server and you can install the Node-RED or Home Assistant to run in the logic. About the Node-RED, this is the IBM open source software. You can open the Node-RED software website. That is made from IBM. And also it's very easy to make the logic just by this drawing out some nodes and set some logic. You can easy to do the logical by yourself. So this is the automatic contouring solution for the CLB or for the server. I think the server is a must, and if you have some channel or some sensor, just add the CLB. So we can let the server create in our project firstly, and then we can add the CLB for extend the module for the channel of the input. Okay, this is how to prepare before you building a smart home. That mainly choose the product from this aspect. In the next video, we will tell you we begin to make a smart power distribution box step by step. Okay, thanks for watching.